Today's the day. Today is the day. So let's do an audio check really quick. And we're going to go. Yeah, we're good. All right. We're going to go right into it. I've got Kaiju United's Instagram brought up right here because the reason why it took a little bit, I was helping the missus put on her windshield wiper blades, which gave us both a little bit of headache. I thought that would fix the Instagram messages, but it did not. Okay, so maybe we won't have Instagram. Hey, Alex, up. Oh, I'm dropped frames. Oh God, stop. Can we not do this today, please? No drop frame. Alex, am I doing okay? I'm losing frames really quick. There we go. Okay, they're going back up. I'm losing frames really quick. Oh, okay. It looks like just the screen quality went down. It looks like. Yeah, it looks like the screen quality went down, so that's fine. We can deal with that. Okay, never mind, guys. We're good. I was going to say, it would make me really sad. I'm sorry, I'm still getting things. I was trying to sync my iCloud so I could have him. I would have him up on the screen, or it. Excuse me. It doesn't have a gender. But alas, we can't. I'm going to check in quick. There it is, and there's this. Oh man, this scene. I have some theories about that scene, but I'm not for sure, and obviously it's way too early to theorize about it, or say for facts what's going on. But holy moly, how are we feeling after that reveal? How are we feeling, Shark? Hey, how's it going? I can't believe they just face it. I will basically at this point, like this new design. Let me here. I'm gonna make a post on my. I'm gonna make a post on my YouTube, and then it'll be here so we can have it there. Since there's some chatting going on Instagram, and obviously I don't want I don't need anything getting out there. Not that there's anything bad, but group chat's private, so. I will say while I'm making this, I'm very curious to see what Tamashi is going to do for this design, and just the toy companies in general. Because I don't know if y'all noticed, this is one spiky mofo. There is so much going on with this design. I'm looking at it right now. There we go. Okay, and now I'm gonna refresh my page. Sorry guys, I am a little. Oh god, and the old thumbnail is still on there. Gotta change. There we go. Come on. There. Let's do. Can I do a zoom? Where's my command zooms? There, look at 8 rows of dorsals. Why did my YouTube reset? I can't play the teaser. Golly, I am off the rails today, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get everything set up. Mine has got a Super Godzilla transformation. Basically, there's so much going on here. There's so much in this teaser. Every time I watch this teaser, and I've been watching it for like 34 minutes straight, something new just like sparks ideas. I was right behind it, but that's okay. Like, just look at the arms. He's got 2019 dorsals on his shoulders, and then he's got all of these rows. I don't know how any of the toy companies are going to do this. This is actually... Oh, that's why. It keeps trying to... Even though I don't have the YouTube thing on, it keeps trying to watch YouTube on my PC, even though I've never connected my phone to my TV before. I've probably done it once or twice. I'm all over the place. I had a really long day at work. I almost didn't get out in time to see the premiere, which is funny because I was worried about missing the premiere, and then it ended up being one of the a premiere, so it had a time wait, and then they ended up making the Japanese post wait just as long as the US one. So the US one started at 6, and the Japanese stream started at 5:55. But then the Japanese stream still made us wait a full 5 minutes for it. So, which we didn't even need, because interestingly enough, English voiceover with this. So kind of, I don't like to sum these up, but we'll sum these up. All right, we'll go through and we'll sum this up a little bit. All right, so basically the trailer starts. We get an English voice actor speaking, and we figure out that the US has been a part of this. He says if this plan doesn't work, we could try it, quote, and then we do see a drawing of them planning on not nuking, but doing something to Godzilla in the middle of the sea. Now we don't know if this is it almost looks like it is the final -1 plan, which the name of that plan is, for some reason, out of my head, because, I haven't watched the movie enough the last week. I think I've watched -1 10 times in the last 7 days, I think. I'm up to 10 or 11. I love -1. But it almost looks like the strategy at the end, but then it also looks like it's not the strategy at the end as well. It's so cool. Can you see the incoming gaps? If the thing can even move around enough to create gaps. My guess, if I had to take a little bit of a guessaroo right here, my guess is that this Godzilla might have, for a toy, for an articulated toy, not that they have the rights yet, but they could for this, Haya, Monster Arts, and maybe, probably not the action figure line, they'll make it a brick. But I think Haya and Monster Arts will have to put some serious extension joints. Because -1 is already a tough toy to play with, and now you've got this. You got all of this going on. I love it, though. Edgy Godzilla. -1 already looked edgy, and then they took the edge factor up a lot. He's thick, he's large, big. I think he may not have eyeballs. Look at the water pouring out of the sockets. That would be cool. And he uses sonar. Sonar would be a really good way, because technically at the end of -1, he is fully blind. His eyes are completely they're not destroyed and popped, but he can't see. That's why they're, white. He loses pupils. So maybe with the healing factor, maybe that doesn't heal right here. So, and that's if this isn't a final form. Now, obviously, we don't really have a lot of context. My guess is this is the design, and this will be the design. I've seen people already throwing out ideas. Maybe there'll be transformation, so this would actually be surprise actually at the end of the movie or at some point in the movie. Also a good idea. I don't mind that idea. Especially because the end of the trailer has him walking up to New York, the Statue of Liberty, but it's -1. It is a shot from -1, I'm pretty sure. So in my group chat, I said it was the shot where he's walking away in Ginza. It's actually the shot when he's walking up on shore, during the finale of -1, when he throws the boat out right before he steps on land. That shot looks like that, and it's angled the same way it doesn't really move. So I think it's probably this design that's supposed to be walking up, and they have just used a -1 because we know this isn't. Most of the clips in here probably were only finished to be in here. We know a lot of the movie is not done in post yet, it sounded like, which is understandable. The movie's got months to go still. Let them take all the time. The other really big announcement in regards to -0, and it comes in phases. One, this will release in the US in IMAX, which is insanity. It will be here in the US in IMAX, so this is the first Japanese film that has had an IMAX showing be shown in IMAX in the US. This is a first. This is the very first. I believe for a wide scale release. Maybe some of the Studio Ghibli films have been shown, or maybe the twist is, the other fun fact is that this movie was shot with IMAX cameras. This is the first Japanese film to shoot entirely on IMAX. So maybe this is the first made for IMAX ran Japanese film, and not just an old film. I don't want to say upscaled because that disrespects the work they put into those, but you know, the Studio Ghibli films I think have been shown in IMAX over here as event stuff. Maybe I'm not wrong. I'm a little high right now too. Yeah, the gravity effects are actually green, but they made them blue here to throw us off. I don't think so. There is a shot in the teaser where Shikishima is in a plane again, and he's screaming in pain, and they shoot to him, and he's just like, you know, and he's in pain. He's very clearly in pain, and angry. And he's flying up a trail of gravity, blue gravity, with buildings in it, and it looks very strange, and it's all cloudy, like this. I wonder who controls gravity. There's only two options. Well, no, there's only two options. And it's kind of obvious. If there is something in this film, which I don't know, there's probably some people in the community that knows. I am not one of them. It does look like Ghidorah is our villain. Not Hedorah, not Space Godzilla. It looks like it's probably King Ghidorah. It would be really cool if they turned around and actually made this Kaiser Ghidorah. It would be fun. Otherwise, it's Space Godzilla, or it could be, you know, what -1 was when -1 initially leaked way back before -1 released. The legitimate sounding draft that was going around was a Godzilla versus Godzilla film. Maybe they'll use that. Hey James, oh no, nothing too important. We're just talking about the new Godzilla design and the teaser, and you know, coming up with theories. So it could be a Godzilla versus Godzilla. They could do that. That'd be fun. All for it, actually. Or this Godzilla might just have gravity powers, or there's some nefarious things going on, because we know that the US will be very involved in this film. It almost sounds like, to me, in some ways, that the US actually sounds more of the true villain than Godzilla, and Godzilla's just going to be more of a antagonist. You know, he's not necessarily evil. I mean, to be fair, Godzilla in -1 really wasn't evil. Or it could, yeah, or like Sharktopus said, it could just be a new kaiju. That would be, sure. I'm all for it, honestly. I'm gonna put my money on King Ghidorah or Kaiser. I'll just say Ghidorah. Any Ghidorah that they want to do, that's my guess. That's who I would bet on. I would put money down on Ghidorah. I need a Coca-Cola. I haven't had a drink yet. I haven't had a drink in a few hours, and I left my water at work. I rushed out of that Building so gosh darn fast, guys. You have no idea. I didn't really even have a bad day. Yeah, a new, never before seen kaiju. Could be. This is definitely the somehow even more unique Godzilla design. Does Ghidorah's grand return? Could be. It is Mothra's anniversary, and Yamazaki is a huge Godzilla Toku nerd, so, and he loves to call back to Showa, so never know. Never know. He likes to do weird things with Showa stuff. Could be Desi. Could be Mothra. Could be. I mean, it could. I don't hear her talked about, but it could be Mothra. Mothra has had weird powers. I don't think Mothra's ever had gravity powers. But maybe. Showa is a really damn good era. I think I have to say. I think I can say Reiwa is now my favorite. For live action, at least. But if you're including the animated films and prospects, Showa's my overall favorite. But Reiwa is where my heart is. I mean, it's got Shin Godzilla, so I can't not say that that's that. Oh, I think I missed a few chats back here. Let me make sure. Oh yes, Alex. I wonder if the gravity is because of Godzilla nuclear pulse, but inverted. Like he sucks up energy and then releases. He could do something like that, and that would explain why Shikishima's in pain. So maybe Godzilla's just got a shockwave, and that's everything being thrown up. The only thing with that, though, is that it's definitely, like, in a trail, but maybe he can control it. He can control it like that, and that's how it'd be fine. So, it could be. They literally, there's so much we don't know, and I think even more than Supernova, like, I can't guess the end of this film. I couldn't guess the end to -1. You know, I read it through spoilers. You know, like I have no idea what this film is going to be like and how it's going to end. Because we still don't know if there is another kaiju. It is very likely there is another kaiju, and I think the teaser does set it up, but there could not be. This could be another solo Godzilla film. Could be. It wouldn't bother me, but I am leaning on the path of I hope it is not a solo film. Reiwa anime didn't really do it for me. The movies or Singular Point. I love Singular Point. The more time that goes on, the two of the animated or the anime Godzilla movies fall lower and lower, but the first one, Planet of Monsters, still really good, and I do feel sad to say that because the other two are so different, and I typically really bond with the movies that are so different that people typically don't like them, not in like a anti-edgy type of way. I just can appreciate the outcast feel, and it helps me attach to those films. But Anime Movie 2 and Anime Movie 3, I can't. I just can't. And it makes me sad, because I want to. I want to like them as much as I did the first couple of times I watched them when they came out. But I just can't anymore. It makes me sad. Because they have some wonderful concepts and wonderful music. The voice acting in the original Japanese, voice actors and actresses are really, really good too. I love Haruo. Oh my god! And I don't mind the dub because, if I'm remembering correctly, that's Sasuke. So like it's really, really, it really works. Edgy character that sounds like Sasuke. Ooh. Oh, okay. So now let me catch up. Showa's favorite era, Reiwa. It's crazy to me that we're actually talking about this. Yes, this teaser just came out. Yes, it did, and it still doesn't really feel real. I'll agree. It's crazy. We're actually here. The next era of Godzilla is now. It started today. It's just like a band when they go through album cycles. Slipknot is about to do it. Probably next year, by the sounds of it, but maybe later this year. everything's going to go silent, and then they're going to tease the next album, and that is the start of the next Slipknot era. We're still in, technically, we're in the 25th anniversary self-titled era, but that falls kind of under the banner of the end so far era as well. So so that's what we're doing with these Godzilla movies. Now we're in the Godzilla -0 era, and then we'll have a little bit of a break, and then we'll have the supernova. They go along together. So I don't think one takes over the other unless they're split apart. But I mean, if -0 is another triumphant cinema masterpiece, then it probably will just be referred to the -0 era, because I don't really consider this the -1/New Empire era. It's just the -1 era that New Empire released inside of, personally for me at least. But didn't think they say something was approaching, so, or maybe it's just wishful thinking. Kind of, yeah. And also, one movie theater chain did spoil that yes, there is teaser in this teaser. They are building to something more. What that is, we don't know. We don't know if that's a kaiju, or maybe, like I said, the U.S. just are villains in this, and trying to create another missile to hurt Japan or Godzilla. It's whatever they end up doing. But it really does seem like the U.S. is not on the protagonist side of the story in this movie, which I am 1000% okay with. We need probably more movies to show this, whether from Japan or from the rest of the world, because I think, you got to build to the era after all. Let's see, but didn't they? Yeah, and they could also be talking about Godzilla approaching, because people do seem really shocked that Godzilla's back. Obviously, we do know that this movie is 2 years after -1. This is in 1949. That is also very important. There is a time skip, not a very grand one, but I think a healthy one. Parts of me almost think this might be lining up to be a trilogy at this point. -1, -0. Oh shit! What would it be next then? -0.1 maybe, I guess, or maybe -2 for a third one. I don't know. They've got options. I'm not good at naming things, so I'm also not really good. What type of soundtrack are we eager to hear? Yeah, I think it's going to be more dark and foreboding, Alex. The fact that they used Divine, I believe very specifically that's Divine 2. I actually haven't bought the deluxe version of the -1 soundtrack. I still only listened to the first release, so I'm missing a ton of the situationally different versions of the track. But I do believe that's Divine 2, because Divine 1 is still very big, but Divine 2, the song that plays at the end of the film during the final scene, is very big and grand and loud. Because that's one thing about the -1 soundtrack that I love and also don't love. When I'm listening to it in a playlist, I have to turn my volume up, because most of the tracks in -1 are very quiet. And although that's, it works for the film, listening to it in and of itself makes it harder, because I'm half deaf, I can't hear. So I struggle to listen to it like when I'm at work, when I'm, shopping for customers, I can wear a headphone and listen to music. When I'm listening to the grand Godzilla playlist, half the time it just sounds like silence when the -1 soundtrack's on. So for me, I think I'm personally gonna wish for Alex. I'm hoping it is dark and more like just like heavier, but I hope it's louder as well. I hope it has a bit more, and I think maybe some more haste. I want some of the tracks to be a little bit more sped up. The first -1 really kind of does work as like almost like a suspenseful, like slowly build story. With -0, especially if there's another kaiju, I don't think they need to go slow. I think Godzilla's just gonna blow up right away, and he's gonna be in the film, the whole film again. Hopefully. Um, so I think the music being a little bit more faster, the way that '84 soundtrack, starts off slow and then it just picks up throughout the whole film. That's kind of what I would like to see, except maybe more on the middle to fast, or middle to loud. We'll use loud, for me. That's my personal wish, but we'll see. We'll see, because I don't know. Did we get it confirmed that it is the same composer? I can't remember. I don't think so. I think it's a little early. I kind of want to ask the group chat. We can hear Anguirus in the new version of Godzilla comes out of the water. So with this Godzilla, it's the 54 roar, or -1 is mostly the 54 roar with some added tones in some of the other Godzillas. What they could be doing is still keeping that bass roar, but then mixing a little bit of 55 in there, and maybe, just maybe, you're right, and they are throwing a little bit of 55 Anguirus' roar in there. They could do that. They absolutely could. So I don't know if I heard it, but like I said, if it's 55 Anguirus, I'd have to. It's been a little bit since I've seen 55, so I'd have to listen to it again. The third movie would be called Godzilla 1, as in he won. That, hey, Godzilla probably is gonna walk out on top on this. Godzilla +1. Godzilla goes to space to stop Space Godzilla's wedding. Could be that. Godzilla brings his +1 to the wedding, his significant other. It's Emiko, as Biolante. Do we have any fear of anyone being on the chopping block? Yes. I think we're losing at least one of the parents in this movie. I don't think, in a good way, in a very smart story driven way, either one of our main two, actor and actress, that just got announced, returning, I think one of them is not making it out of this film. That's what I think. I think they're both not going. One of them is for sure not going to make it. And if this does happen to become or be a trilogy, I would assume that both of them will not be with us anymore. In story, in the movie, story, by the end of it. I don't think so. And I think that works. I think it regrettably, it makes sense. Like, obviously you would want Shikishima to survive, see the end of his story, but I think that's going to be part of it. Because there's a few extra shots that have been posted online, some extra screenshots, additional photos on the official Godzilla pages, and Shikishima specifically still looks very rough. Now, it could be an early film because his face still kind of looks a little swollen too. I don't know. We have not seen him happy yet in this next film. And he should, in theory, be pretty happy, right? He should be pretty happy. Noriko's alive. Everyone's there. Something just doesn't add up. And there, Yamazaki made a personal video. He posted online, and he did say to have big expectations. He said to have big expectations. So I don't know, y'all. I think I don't know. I expect this to still be a sad film. I expect to cry in this film. And there's still so much they could do. Like, if this happens to be King Ghidorah, that doesn't really do anything with the Noriko side where we know she's got something going on. She looks almost fully healed besides her eye. Like, there's so much they could do. A lot of sad things they could do. It makes me teary-eyed just thinking about it a little bit. And that, I think, is one of the best parts of this film, is that it is like that. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. They have plenty of avenues to go, and that's wonderful. They have plenty of avenues to go. Is my YouTube okay? No, I thought my comments weren't working again. I didn't see you guys talking for a while. We had 8 people watching for a little bit. Holy moly! Thank you. I'm surprised y'all are stopping out. Collect All Monsters is live right now. Kaiju United, I think, was live for a little bit. So there was quite a few people live. Thank y'all for choosing to sit here and listen to this, laid back, not very, methodical, planned out stream, or, I'm high, so like I'm kind of getting off track and stuff. Thank y'all for choosing to hang out here. And I also apologize that you chose to stay here and not go and see those bigger streams and probably have even more crazier discussions. So thank you, and I'm sorry. But I appreciate it, guys. These are some of my favorite parts of the day, is just sitting on stream, hanging out with y'all, talking toys. And now, thankfully, we're back. We have new Godzilla movie info, and we're finally on the tail end of -0 coming out. We have footage. We can talk theories. We can do videos. We can do streams about it. We are in a really, really, really good spot, I think. It's gonna be fun, and to not only just talk about toys is exciting. Now, obviously, it just it's really fun. Obviously, a new movie doesn't have to be out. I love talking schma and Safubi and everything else in the state of the community with y'all. But it feels good to have more than, extra things to talk about. And then, obviously, soon, the toys. You guys don't think that the Monster Arts is probably going to be announced in the next week or two because of this? I don't foresee them waiting, because they want to get this out when the movie comes out. My only assumption might be that they might hold on to the full solicitation, and they're going to do a teaser shot, and it's going to just be this. It's going to be a heavily edited photo, one of their extra special solicitation photos. And then that's going to be it for a little bit. They're just going to say that they're making it, and they've obviously been working on it for a longer time than that. Probably. Typically, I think it's like 12 months minimum for most of these figures, from start to finish, for a brand new sculpt, brand new figure. I think I heard somewhere it's typically 12 months every single one, and it could be longer, because I think I was told Legion, they were working on Legion for quite a while. And obviously they had to, because of the flying form. Better streaming, honestly. I like this so much better. Oh, thank you. I don't know about that. Cam throws on a wonderful live show. I mean, shout out to Collect All Monsters. I wish I was able to check out their stream. I'm going to go watch it after I'm done streaming. Maybe. Well, yeah, I'll just watch it on my PC while I watch -1 on the TV. If they do bring another monster, I'd prefer a lesser known one like Condor or Gavra. Or maybe one that's not been an official movie. Like, they're more than likely going to do the top 5, one of the top 5, or maybe even 2 of the top 5. If this happens to be Ghidorah, this could be just a full reblown redo of the very first Godzilla the Ride in Japan. And it would be really cool to see, like, Rodan, because, like, how cool would it be that in this shot there's a plane that's in the water and Godzilla pops out over it. It'd be really cool if this plane is running from a Rodan species, This is how Godzilla's revealed, and then he just kills it really quick. They just get into a little minor scuffle. Just because it could be Ghidorah or someone else doesn't mean it only has to be the two kaiju. There could be more in here, and I'm hoping. Probably won't be. I would assume, especially if it's King Ghidorah, it probably will only be two, but it doesn't have to be only two. So, and look at this shot with the water, dude. He's so fucking. I love this design already. And we have like 3 milliseconds of it, and it's not even a full reveal, and it's not even a clear shot of him either. And I love this design already. This design could become my favorite. I did say that with -1 the very first time, and it didn't happen. But dude, I love spiky Godzillas. I love spiky, edgy things, and this kind of looks like the ride, even more serious and stern looking, and then just these doors. The silhouette on this motherfucker is going to be gorgeous. Toho, Yamazaki, thank you. You did what I want. You actually did more than what I wanted and expected. But probably the best would be a completely new kaiju. Maybe. Like I said, if someone asked me to bet $5 on it, I'd say King Ghidorah right now. I would say it would be a Ghidorah. I'm surprised no official -1 poster. Maybe that isn't for the trailer. Yeah. So remember, this is only a teaser. This isn't even a teaser trailer. This is just a teaser. Once we get probably, I would say, closer to July, around the time that -1 started promoting itself, which was the weekend after G-Fest. I can't remember if it was before or after. I think it was before, right? I think it was before. I think it was the week before G-Fest. I would assume that's when -0 will fully enact its movement. So it would be cool if it was the red, white, and blue Ghidorah. And would be very hilarious if the US is the villains in this film and then Ghidorah is red, white, and blue. It would be hilarious. I'm not even joking. It would be the most hilarious thing, and I really hope they do it. This is the biggest Godzilla movie they're going to push to the US, and they're going to shit on us so hard in this film. And I'm going to love it. I'm going to love every second of it. I gotta say, Godzilla also way taller in this movie. Yes, so even if the shot of him walking up to the Statue of Liberty, even if that is not a dream sequence and that's just something that happens in this film, Godzilla would have to be, I think, double his height to be able to walk and be above it, because it's like 300 feet tall, if I'm not mistaken. How tall is the Statue of Liberty? 305 feet, 93 meters. Holy shit. Yeah, so he would have to be almost double his original height in -1, because I believe he's 50 meters in -1. So yeah, almost double his height. Well, and then he's actually is above the statue. So yeah, he's doubled his height. I wonder if they're going just straight to the 120. They might just be going to 120 to get him caught up with Legendary. The Legendary Godzilla, because they're probably going to want to do the competing thing again, and it's really hard to compete a 50 tall or a 45 tall meter Godzilla to a evolves 134, right? I believe so. So oh man. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna see if there was any Supernova stuff announced. I would assume not. My chat's not going crazy, but also, like, even if they did talk about, like, oh, not yet. Oh, a new Lord of the Rings got announced. I'm not super big in those films, big into those films, um, but maybe. Oh, the Hunt for Gollum cast. That's right. Never mind. I might actually have to catch up. I do love Gollum. Gollum is creepy, and I'm basically Gollum at this point. I'm bald, so you know, missing teeth. I just need to start, like losing my voice and just being like, my precious Godzilla, my precious, my precious. Don't clip that. Okay, so I guess there still could be supernova stuff. So stream for a little while. Do you guys want to still sit and talk -0? Wait it out. Um, Aragorn got announced. Oh, not that's not Aragon. If it was Aragon, I'd be a little bit more excited. Aragorn, it's not my thing. I don't even actually. Maybe I don't even know what it is. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Never mind. Yeah, Hunt for Gollum. That's so cool. Wow, and they've got Ian McKellen back too. Wow. Okay, I might have to go see. I might have to go see that in the theaters. Two Space Godzillas one day. And well, maybe. I there really should be. I hope there is a clip. I really hope it does have space in it. It should honestly be Space and Godzilla. I think if they really wanted to turn some heads, give us both Space Godzilla and Godzilla. If Godzilla has a new design, it would be there. Because Call of Duty fully revealed the the designs, and I honestly can't tell if they're like coded versions of the new designs for Kong and Godzilla, or if they're just Call of Duty skins. Ooh, Man of Tomorrow begins filming next week too. That is glorious news. COD Mobile. Godzilla. Let's see if I can find a safe image of this. Here. This one. Can you full screen this, please? I don't know what this is. This is Facebook. I hate this. But yeah, like... okay. I accidentally mortared right there. Shit, Monarch episode 8 we can talk about. Well, I haven't done my Monarch's discussion video yet, so we can't talk about nothing about Monarch yet. Not yet. I didn't get prepared for that stream, so that stream didn't happen. But like, this is... I don't want to say nothing, but like... this at base could be what he looks like. It really could be. And Kong has got chest hair now. This could be close to what they look like at the beginning of the film or at some point in the film. It could be close. Obviously, there's some Call of Duty garbage thrown on there, like the armor plate and the gun. This is so weird. I can't believe Toho. Oh, this is New Empire. Never mind. It doesn't matter. That's New Empire. That's not Supernova. So yeah, that's just a super Call of Duty evolved and Beastcliff God. Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Pinning that. Probably ain't jack shit. So, Godzilla's just packed in Supernova. He knew he needed to adapt beyond his physical limitations. yes, probably yes. Without saying anything, probably yes. Probably yes. Just give Kong a shotgun at this point. That I honestly, that would probably make a lot of people mad. I wouldn't mind. Oh, we've got 30 minutes left for the panel. So, um, yes, and Clayface's first teaser came out as well. That's very excited. It sounds like it's gonna be R and gory and bloody and disturbing, and that's what we want for Clayface. So this is a win. This is a win. Really hope we get Supernova. So they said there's about 30 minutes left on that panel. So I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna stay alive. Strap a minigun to Godzilla, and he throws monsters up in the air and shoots them. He probably would too. He's kind of a dickhead. He'd probably just tail swap him up. He'd be cocky about it. It'd be an emote. It'd be a whole thing. Yeah, we're gonna stay live for the rest of the panel just to see. Because even if Supernova is not announced, there's some fun stuff, and minus zero literally can hold a 10-hour conversation. I think I'm gonna have to study the teaser a little bit longer. um, I'm gonna have to study the teaser for a few more hours tonight, but I'm really excited. Oh, I think I was saying something about the monster arts. The monster arts, I think they're gonna post a photo like this, just saying it's in production, and they might hold it off until we have an actual trailer so we can see the full design. Because I believe the monster arts was announced a week or two after the first trailer was dropped in July. I believe it was the week after, or the week 2 weeks after. So we we could see this teased, or we might just get a full reveal and we'll just maybe get early advertisement for the full design. I think that would be really fun. But at the same time, Ava Unit 1 G Awakening, I would really like to see the full photos of that. Like, I want to see that. I need it for my Shin Godzilla collection and shelf. Because that is in a Shin universe. The Panchiko games are canon to Evangelion, because of the way the Evangelion lore works. Every spin-off in Eva is canon to the ending circle that is Eva, beginning with Neon Genesis the manga, ending at Shin Eva 3.1 plus 1, or 3.0 plus 1.0 thrice upon a time. That is the end. Now, obviously, this new Ava project that's coming, we we don't know if that's in universe or it's out of the loop and not related at all. So, because that Ava, although the God Ava that's revealed does look like Unit 1, it also looks like 13. Could not be, it could just look like them, but it's not them. And then we'll meet this universe's Shinji, Akari, familiar. So we don't know. But the fact is, Shin Eva is canon in the Eva universe, and if Shin Eva Godzilla, or if Shin Eva 1 G Awakening is canon, that needs Shin Godzilla, which means Shin Godzilla is canon in the Eva universe in the multiverse of the branches. So it is a Shin product. It all wraps around all the time. Don't you love it? And then the Shin movies are all together too. Shin Godzilla, Shin Ultraman, and Shin Kamen Rider are all in the Ava universe. They all relate in a branch multiverse officially. Have you played the new events for Dokkan? Some of them I have had no luck with. The Vegeta and Nappa, and the Piccolo that just dropped last night has Goma on the banner, so I kind of want to summon for Piccolo. but I don't have any dragon stones, and I've kind of been lazy. I haven't been playing any of my mobile games because I've just been kind of busy with work and being tired and sick. I was sick at the end of last week, last Friday and Saturday. I just was not doing very good. Um, don't know what happened. It was very odd. Um, oh my god. What is going on in my group chat? But yeah, I'm probably gonna try them tonight because now I'm gonna want dragon stones to make sure I at least get the Napa or the Vegeta and Napa Dokkan Fest. I really would like Piccolo. I am a quiet big fan of the Goku, Piccolo, and Raditz fight. That is one of my favorite fights. It is low key, super fun and hype. I love the bending Kamehameha, and I love that the LR did that attack so much justice. The extra modern shading on those scenes, pop, pop. Yeah, Dokkan Matt, I see you. Um, I need to go grab some food. Thank you for the stream. Yeah, James, go get something good and tasty. Go enjoy, man. Go enjoy. Go enjoy. Honestly, I love the Saiyan Saga and the Raditz fight too. Yeah, no, it low key is kind of underappreciated. I feel like, which is weird to say, the first arc of Dragon Ball, but man, now this is -0. Oh, already seeing some people trying to uh, attempt to sculpt it. I just sent it to the group chat. That is one really cool looking Godzilla. This is one really cool looking Godzilla. How his take on this design. Honestly, yeah, dude. It's we're also just kind of waiting out the Warner Brothers panel. If I would assume Supernova would be one of the last things. Not that it's one of the more hype announcements. I feel like Man of Tomorrow probably was, or the Hunt for Columns also really big too. So we're just trying to wait it out. I feel like it'll be at the end, so or towards the end, just because it's one of the later films to be released. I don't know, when does Clayface come out? That's next year, right? Or that probably doesn't even have a release date yet. Dude, I'm excited. I'm excited. This in November. It is a little sad that it looks like very not likely going to be able to travel to Japan this year. Once again, the year that I'm finally ready to do it, I'm set. I'm actually almost was in a position ready to get plane tickets early, and then plane tickets basically jumped 1,000 in the last month, and now I just 2,000 plus for a plane ticket. Just is that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's bad. Yeah, Matt's jumped up a lot too. Matt, has yours gone up over 1,000 now? Mine's been. I will admit it has been varying, so it's not like it's been 1,000 and then the whole time. It has waned a little bit, but like it's still like 18 plus. I have not been lucky enough to see under 18, so I think I'm kind of screwed there in November. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. 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 If I could have just been a little bit more jumping out of the gates and got my schedule fixed. If I didn't have the jam up that I did, where I was working at Walmart and then I was supposed to be still at Planet Fitness at the same time. I was supposed to do both jobs for a little bit and then wean down on to like one day at one, maybe 2 days a week at Planet Fitness. I was supposed to be ready in February at the beginning of March for July initially, and then that didn't work, and then even it just didn't work. Yeah, I had to cancel July. Oh, ooh, yeah. Mats and I's are about the same price. Yep, yep, yeah. Japan in February. Hopefully, hopefully we can get them early enough to where the oil pricing surges won't hopefully have hit it as bad, seeing as that doesn't look like that's going to go down either. But we can hope for change. We can hope for change. We have a whole ass Godzilla movie releasing between now and the idea for that trip. So like, are we really like, like it there's plenty of hope. There's plenty of hope. So hopefully things will fix or at least level out so it just doesn't get more expensive. If I have most of a year to do that, if I have to pay 18 or 2000, then it would be worth it cuz this is still the first trip for me. So like at some point, there's the idea that they might never go down after this regardless. So, this might be the new baseline. So I might, looking at a 27 February January trip, yeah. Might just have to suck it up for that one. All will be okay in due time. Yes, that is the dream. That is the hope. We need it to be, man. Like all the real life stuff, but also just like, I talked about it for a little bit earlier. Merch for this movie, like, it's gonna be expensive. Cavity Colors already announced they asked for a hype up post, which I don't know. That just tells me that they probably are already designing their -0. I would assume what they're probably gonna do a special. Do you guys think we might get a special Tuesday premiere in the U.S.? You think they are gonna lock it to the 5th? Because -1 did have a Wednesday. Do you think maybe they might do a special 1 day early premiere on Thursday? I'm sure there'll be like a full like a red carpet level premiere on the 3rd in the US. I'm sure they're gonna have a big like official event, but I hope the whole US can do a very special 1 day on Thursday. Because I can't be there if I likely can't be there in Japan. Like I would like to not be spoiled. I would have to tell you guys I would go dark on the internet. Basically Monday, because in the middle of Monday, 14 hours ahead, so the first reviews and stuff will be coming out Monday night, going into Tuesday morning. I might have to go dark until Thursday, if there isn't an early premiere. I'm not going to spoil myself for this movie, and I would like the internet to hopefully not spoil me as well. So today was the exception. I did read the details about this teaser. I did read it this morning, and that's it. No more leaks for me. So, if prices don't drop much, then I'd gladly pay in the February. Yeah. Plus, God knows what could be in Japan by then. Awaji is 1,000% doing a zero exhibition. Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna have something super splendid for this film. Plus, we do know also at CinemaCon, this wasn't the only footage for -0 shown. There was behind the scenes footage showing the IMAX cameras, but I think they said that there was like a good handful of sets in there as well, and a few other things, some suggestions and what have you. Man, there's just, this film's got a lot. Yeah, we're probably getting a new statue. We do know that they are planning more Godzilla stores. They said they're going to be doing more in Japan and hopefully worldwide, which they have so far been doing that. Large lad, yes he is. There's always an early premiere. Yeah, my Cinemark started doing the 12 a.m. screenings again, so maybe do that. Ooh, midnight on the 3rd. You're so smart. That is true. Mine also. I have to do the larger one downtown. My 14, not my local. I have a local 8 that's right next to me, and then in the very small version of a prefecture of the town because it's split up into regions, north, east, south, and west. That's on the north slash middle of town. The main section of town is the big one, the 14 XD. And because this is an IMAX, that also probably confirms that we are getting a 4DX for Cinemark, or the XD, whatever the fancy one they have. The one that's is still very nice, but not as good as IMAX. Obviously, we're getting it in IMAX and probably whatever Dolby, the Dolby, whatever Dolby special one. It's probably going to get the highest screens available. So, like I said, there'll probably be like an LA premiere or a Las Vegas premiere, maybe a New York one. They'll do that. So our boy Tokusatsu BTS, he could go. Hopefully, be there in person. I would love that for him. So. Godzilla statue, large lag, God image, a U.S. Godzilla store. It would probably be L.A. or New York. I'd like to hope that maybe it could be at the Mall of America in Minnesota, a few hours away from me. I would like to hope it would be there because there was still that rumor that Godzilla the Ride, The Great Clash was supposed to come to the U.S., and the Mall of America was the one listed to be one of the 2 locations to host it. Hopefully that only got delayed because maybe that's where the first Godzilla store will be, is in the Mall of America. And then attached to that, because they have the big theater thing there, they can permanently attach the Great Clash the Ride to, or at least a house for the Godzilla the Rides. That would be my dream, and I do think the mall has the space to do it. I would agree though with Matt. Well, I won't in the way of like crying. I do think it's a little bit of a reach in location though. I think LA, New York, or even Chicago would more than likely be the better choices, but like I said, they have the space to be able to host the attraction, and maybe it'll rotate out with the newest ones. Great Clash 2 will be there, and then whenever Ride 3.0, or maybe it'll be something different, they'll rotate in and Ride 2 will rotate out, maybe. Or maybe we'll just be stuck with the Ride 2 forever. I wouldn't mind driving up once a quarter or once a season to go just hang out there, do a very special, like, just a solo like mental health day or something, or like a special date day with Larissa, take her there. That'd be a fun date. I don't know how much she would like the ride constantly, but you never know. She's a cute we still got, I think we've got 10 minutes left on the Warner Brothers panel, so it does look like to me we'll probably not get anything more. Sorry, I'm doing some reposting on X. That's a really good shot of Godzilla. I'm gonna take that photo. Thank you. I'll like your post, because that was really good timing. He got it like at the tail end of all the water being brushed out, almost the clearest shot of him in the microsecond that he's on the screen. So I'm very interested in this photo. Very, very interested. He's a little blurry though, regrettably. It almost looks like his tail's coming up behind him right here. That does look like the tail, huh? He's just fully popping out. He's just saying, no, I'm done with y'all shit. It's over. Yeah, dude, it's He looks like he's got one really big ass dorsal in the back, guys. It looks like he's got a whole ass skyscraper on his back. I'm so pumped for that. Holy moly. It's just it's so cool. Matt, I see me in that screenshot. That's weird. Oh, my neighbors are playing their loud music. And that's okay. Because I'm also probably being a little loud. So if they're doing that to block me out, then I kind of feel bad. But at the same time, this is -0 and nothing else matters. So, ooh, the Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku has had its first prototype exhibition. Is that exhibition? Exhibition. Gotta support my big boy. Oh, thank you. Yeah. That looks good. I don't know. This Daima Super Saiyan 4 Dull Goku. I fear the shoulders went backwards from the GT Super Saiyan 4 Goku, which is a not good thing because that figure had excellent articulation. Excellent articulation besides the head, which this figure looks like it has the same illness. Regrettably, it doesn't look like it can look up almost at all. The shoulders, obviously the elbows probably don't have as much range because it's bulkier, but I find that to be okay. And just I don't care for most of the faces. I don't. They just feel a little, feel a little generic to me personally. I feel like the yelling facing forward face could have been a lot larger and a lot more, you know, ex- expressionate, and it's just not for me. So I don't think I'm gonna get it. Actually, I think I might skip. I feel like I'm gonna regret that. I'm probably not gonna skip, but we'll see here. I think it's $100, so it's a little. It probably will be really expensive on the aftermarket. What the? Matt, you're naughty. That's funny though. Oh, that's sad. Oh man, dude, I -0, guys. I did not, Alex. Please send that to me. That was maybe a little too excited. I apologize. I just I love that anime, man. Oh, I love My Dress Up Darling. That is there's a reason why it's tied in #1 for my favorite anime slash manga. It's tied for #1 with Dragon Ball and Ava. Like it is the perfect rom com. It's so good. It's so good. We need more excuse me, Gojo statues. Like there's almost zero. There's the one the android. I do have that. And I believe there was a gotcha machine one that I missed out on. And I think one of the pose figures, and that's it. Like they don't have a lot of him, and it's really disappointing. There's actually, I feel like they haven't done a lot of the cast. It's just Maureen, which I get it, but some of the other casts I would like. You know, I would like a full, in a theoretical perfect world where I have a little bit more extra money. Um, I would like to have a full My Dress Up Darling cast altogether. I would hope it's the Neandroids since I have most of the Neandroids. Um, because I'm only missing 3, so I'm missing all of Maureen's cosplays. I have the regular Maureen's. I'm missing all 3 of the cosplays. Because the Bunny Girl is up for pre-order. I missed the Succubus, and then I didn't get the first cosplay, Shizuku-chan. And she's really fucking expensive on the aftermarket. Holy shit, she's like $120. I don't want to spend that much. That's like triple the retail. And I had it pre-ordered, and it got canceled. Not when I canceled myself. I kept it, and it didn't. And then I was supposed to get one from BBTS, and I think they canceled on me too. I think they didn't get enough, if I remember correctly, or something with their shipment. Very weird. My boy Gojo's severely lacking. Gojo, no. Ooh. Uh, oh, we need Gojo. We do need more Yeah, we need more Gojo. Oh yes, that one. Okay, I actually have seen that one. Um, if I could allow myself to have a bigger anime shelf, which I cannot. It is not in the budget. Um, I am missing Neandroid Marines for a reason. It's because I had a pre-order for one, and I just had to be like, it's not in the budget. So those are probably just going to be Japan buys next year, hopefully. It's probably going to be a little expensive, but I'm sure Matt will be able to show me a bounty or two of treasure troves. Um, Him and all of his big knowledge. Um, I'm sure Matt's going to be able to lead me to some very good goodies. And hopefully, by the time that trip happens next year, uh, season 3 won't be airing, but hopefully by then we'll have it at least announced that season 3, the final season of Dress Up Darling, is coming, so we can prep, and hopefully season 3 of Change Soldier. I feel like season 3 hopefully should, or I guess part 2 of season 2 should start hopefully by next year. Bunny Girl outfit is the best. It is one of the better ones, yes, and that's the one that's coming out, I think, next month, or in a few months, I think, is the bunny outfit. So they've actually been kind of slow on the season 2 cosplays and outfits. They've been doing a lot of just like collaboration outfits. Like her racing one has just gone just, platinum. I saw it as a concept figure, and then the design, there's an official, I think they have a pop-up cafe that's going to be led by the racing Marine, and it's cool. I'm very glad. Once again though, need more Gojo. Like that's just the show's about both of them. Gojo is the main character. We need more Gojo. Like, I love Marine. I will always adore Marine. But for me, it's the set that I love. I love them together. That's the show to me. It's both of them. Not one, not the other. Both. Two. Yeah. Yeah. That's right up there too. Hopefully we get a season 2 announcement. Because it just went straight for that 24 episode run, and I don't know if they've announced anything else. So hopefully they get on it, because there is more in the manga, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully. Hopefully that wasn't a one season and done. Oh, I'd be sad. Yeah, okay. And I did see that one too. Yep. That's those would be awesome. I think in a really really well really if those Prime 1 statues, those Dress Up Darling, are those statues are going to be like a prime display, and they're going to be the centerpieces. There's some really cool ways you could display those too. You could have a really cool. You could have the Mangeki around them. Oh, dude, I gotta. The last volume actually comes out this month, I believe. The final, or 14 comes out, and I think 15 drops in the summer, and then it's done in the U.S. It's over. 15 is the last one, so I actually have to catch up. I only have up to 10 right now. I have finished it, but I have to buy the Mangekis themselves. So that is top of my list. I'm not gonna do an unboxing video on that one though, so that's don't get excited. That one's for me. That one's for me. Um, I pray it performed really really well. But it's been quiet. Yeah, it did do really good. Exquisite taste in chat today. Yes, yes. There's very good chat. Very good chat taste. It looks like I think it actually no. No supernova. It would appear to me that there's no supernova. I feel like that would have been posted in the chat, and it's been well over 30 minutes. Um, yeah, it looks like there was no supernova, which kind of makes sense. It's 11 months out. -0 is kind of well, it's a bigger deal. I thought about it myself. I was like, I really don't care what they do with supernova because I'm just not gonna think about supernova. And yeah, it's true. There's nothing that, even if it was the new Godzilla and Space Godzilla, I just don't think I would care too much. This is what I need right here. This -0. And now I graciously await for Tamashi to bless us with it. I do, I do. I'm sure that's going to be the November release. This could be the special Godzilla Day release. They could get this one to release on November 3rd. Probably won't happen, but maybe. Ooh, that is a very good. Whoa, is this an official one, Alex? That's really cool. I'd actually, if that's an official one posted by the Toho or Godzilla minus one of the pages themselves, I'd use that. If that was someone's custom work, I wouldn't want to use that for a thumbnail since that's, I'd have to ask for permission first. And even if it was an official one, I'd probably really shouldn't use an official thumbnail. Yeah. Okay. So it was theirs. Yeah. That's a really cool. I still dig that. I'm still gonna save that because it's really cool. But yeah, that was their customs. Yeah. Not gonna use that one, but it's really really cool. I'm going to probably use that as one of my personal banners on my PC. What is it? It's still Shin right now. It's still Shin right now. So I might finally switch the desktop PC and I might make it that. I don't know. It might be a little too long, but we'll see. Might get a little fat. Two Space Godzilla still haven't been shown. Yeah. No, but I can show you something even better, and that is the Tokyo Waterfront City Decisive Battle version Destroy Perfect Form. Look at this fucking gorgeous thing. Look at this. Oh, dudes, that's and everything in between and out of bounds. We are so back. I've been playing with it a little bit. I have been pretty exhausted from work, so I haven't been able to just like sit here and really play with it. But from what I have been handling, like, oh man, I'm so happy that I am fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to buy a new release of a figure that I once owned and had, or and sold. Didn't have to sell it. That was a choice sell. That was just to get extra funds for another toy. Probably Safubi. Probably Wonderfest, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was in November, so I think I was probably preparing for something. So I didn't even have to sell it. I'm very fortunate to be able to be back in a spot where I was able to buy a brand new version, and get it back in my collection. So I'm feeling pretty good, and it's nice. I love the Lightning Crown. Yes, dude, the Lightning Crown. I don't think I'm going to be taking it off. I think it's just going to be permanently on my Destroya. I think if someone were to ask me, would I recommend getting all three versions, or if you have the first one and the special color version, is it worth it to pick up this one? I would say yes for the crown, because the crown just is that just little extra, cherry on top, chef's kiss. It kind of takes away from the the chest paint a little bit, and if you don't dig the way it looks in photos, 'cause it I can tell y'all it looks way better in hand. It is a figure that just regrettably does look bad. It's kind of like Shimo in a way, but not quite as bad as Shimo. Shimo is a necessary you must see in hand to really, I think, appreciate some of her finer details. It's really hard to get the monster at Shimo to look good even on a photo. At least with my experience, even with my dark photos where I like to add shadows and stuff in my editing, she's still a little bit of a struggle because you want light on her to help the crystals pop. So sorry, that was a really weird tangent. This edible is hitting like perfectly. A dark paint transition wing chef kiss, yes. Safubi jump scare, yes. By the way, when did go out of stock? Just the other day. I literally screamed out in disappointment when I saw it sold out. I yelled in frustration. I was actually pretty frustrated. Because unless I'm going to be buying that in Japan, which I would personally not like to, because that one's basically a whole suitcase by itself, I could probably stack Ultraman and regular size Dragon Ball SHFs on top of like at least probably a single layer, and then hopefully like a layer of clothes or padding. Like unless I'm gonna do that, he's upwards of 300 here in the US now, so like fuck. Yeah, because I had no other shops. I looked around when I saw that, because I remember I checked it one night. I was up later than I was supposed to be, and I was exhausted. I was ready for bed, and I saw that it sold out. I literally yelled at like 12 o'clock in the morning. Didn't wake Larissa up somehow, or the dog. And then went on with my day. I think it was actually the last time not unboxing stream, the last time I streamed on the PC. I think it was that night. I think literally after that stream. I think that's when it went out of stock. I'm pretty sure. So it wasn't late at night, but it was still like, I was being louder than I 100% needed to be. It was so over dramatic. It was the most dramatic thing ever. And not in like a funny way, like in a super cringy way. I hate that I actually said that. I don't actually give a shit. For all the other things that are on my channel, that, honestly, ain't nothing. Because there's what? I've 4 videos of me sniffing inside of an X Plus's butt. Like, come on. It's going to be one of the requires the hunting the trenches for that shit. Yeah, because people are just going to be like, oh, well, it's big, so I have to put the shipping into the cost of the figure, and they're going to act like it's $150 to ship within the U.S., which, after this month, it might actually be with the surcharges going on with FedEx and USPS. I believe UPS is the only one that hasn't posted a oil surcharge. Oil supply shortage. Oil shortage surcharge. Unless I missed that, because I believe FedEx was adding a lot to it depending on the size of your box, and USPS was a baseline of 8%. So you have to pay a tariff, and then you got to pay an oil tax. It's fucking stupid. I mean, just to get the original 2019 first, I am that. So if and when we get to the point, which I can say now a little bit more comfortably, kind of, we'll see after this year. I mean, I won't have as expensive surprise purchases next year, because obviously all the X Plus gigantic shins are dropping this year. So next year I don't have to worry about those. Hopefully. So like, that's like $1,500 to $2,000 probably, between the three or two, of budget that just kind of, it was slightly planned for, but it kind of was a little bit worse than I had feared, and that's before I know the shipping from Hobby Genki on the Rick, which is probably going to be astronomical no matter what. Um, you know, like it was worse than I thought. So like that's a lot of budget that I had to drop. I canceled a lot of things, and there's still some things I'm looking at canceling a little bit later into the year, just to be careful, you know, because like, whew, I got to keep up with the monster arts. I got to get those expulsions, and I got to keep up with the monster arts, and that's all that matters. So like for like when I'm looking at my toy budget, like monster arts will always come first. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it does look like no supernova, which isn't really a surprise, I guess, to me. I feel like that was the smart move. I feel like San Diego Comic Con would be a better point if there isn't. I mean, there probably is going to be a huge -0 presence in some way, but hopefully they'll let Supernova breathe at San Diego Comic Con. Otherwise, it comes out at what, in March, right? So like, they got to start it sometime. They got to start it sometime. They don't get a choice. But yeah, Shark. So the original 2019. Once I get to the point where I can start buying every release, because as I've said, the goal is first to at least have a version of every kaiju in the SH Monster Arts line. So, at least one Burning Godzilla. Technically, Ultimate is a different version, and even the first one is different, but technically you only need this one, the 70th anniversary, the 30th anniversary version. So I don't need to hunt the other ones. Destroya, this is the only Destroya I'm going to have for a little while. And then at some point, once I've got every individual release and the different variants that I consider different, like all the different shins, then I'll move on to buying every release of every figure. So then I'll be like, oh, well, here's Ultimate Burning and the regular Burning, and here's the original Destroy and the special color version. That's when I'll start doing that. To sum it up really quick, the 2019 original Monster Arts is going to be one of the very last things I buy, and I'm going to hate that fucking figure so much. I already have to rebuy Monster X for fuck's sake, and now I have to fucking rebuy 2019 OG Ghidorah. Nah. That shit. I have to buy Monster X sooner than later because he's a unique release in the line, and I just kind of don't see Tamashi re-releasing him or doing a decisive battle version with him. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. They could prove me wrong. Let them prove me wrong. Actually, I would really like that. So, yeah. This OS fucking winning hard. Yeah, this is a good year. We're in a this despite everything else going on, this is a definite ray of sunshine that I'm welcoming. This is what I needed. The gigantic shin was also what I needed, and this is what I needed. Megaguirus and this Destroya. That's what I needed. Awakening Shin Godzilla. Movie graphics. That is what I needed. 89. That is what I needed. Showa Ghidorah and Mechagodzilla 21 Final Battle version. Those are what I needed as well. We're doing pretty good. We have a lot of good, and that's just for like thinking about the channel and the collection, not thinking about everything else that's been happening. Larissa and I and Tater have been having a tremendous time together, all three of us. This year has been just special. It's been special. It's been, despite everything going on this year, just personally, just looking at my life in the grain of everything, it's been good. So I'm very thankful. I'm feeling very lucky, y'all. I'm being thankful. I'm feeling thankful. So thank y'all. I'm gonna toast with a Coke because I'm white trash. Oh man. Yep. Yep. It's true. Dying on the Mega Gears. Yeah. Shark, you are going to. I promise you, you are going to love Mega Gears. She is so. I'm as hyped as I am for Destroya. There is still a little part of me that really wants to pluck Megaguirus down and put her down here as well. I really want both of them on my shelf or on my table during playtime tonight. I think I'm gonna have like a little, maybe like an hour of playtime where I sit here, I watch a little bit of a movie or some YouTube videos, and I play with my toys. Actually, I have to watch Truth's videos on the new Piccolo. I'm behind. I didn't even watch the summons yet, so I'll probably watch those and watch the videos. I saw a worrying title on the 100% video for the Piccolo. It was just oof, and that's not a good sign. So it was looking good, and now maybe not so much. So step away from the politics. I've been feeling amazing. Been having so much fun content. Yeah, dude, you've been slamming it, Matt. Jesus Christ, y'all need to go fucking subscribe to Matt. He's been posting some killer content. Some Japan stuff. He's got some fun toys. He posted a video on the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers Godzilla collab figures. Really fucking cool. Really cool. And the I can't remember the name. The glow in the dark, the ramen Godzillas, the ramen. It's not Ramadan. Definitely not that. Oh, the they're blind boxes. Fuck, I don't know. That video. I've got to honestly the Rocky Moto. There it is. Yes, the Rocky Moto. I knew it started with an R. I probably have to rewatch that video again. But those are so cool. This is, yeah. I gotta start doing some Fubi. Yes, Matt. You want a pro tip? Do anything -1. Do it. I would definitely focus a -1 video. Don't burn them all up right away. Spread them out a little bit until we start getting the -0, merchant stuff. But that would be my recommendation. Just sprinkle them. Oh, you're foul. I love it. That would absolutely be a good one to start with, because I don't think is there any video on YouTube? You might be one of the first. No, there's a few, but that's okay, because it's a figure that there's not many of, even if there is a few on YouTube. So having multiple different angles and cameras and different, content creators, photographers and filmers, showing different angles and their own unique way of doing it is welcomed as well. And I definitely would watch that video 1,000 times. I want to get a Rocky Moto Godzilla, but just not too convinced. I like it, but not love it. Yeah. That's how I've been with a lot of Godzilla stuff lately. I kind of feel bad. I've been just like, it really is like in my brain. I've had to really lock myself down. Like, Matt could probably confirm, even in the group chat, like just Bandai's or whatever. I haven't really been showing a lot of emotion to things. I've had to keep myself fucking locked down to make sure I don't out of budget purchase anything. Like now that Destroy is here, thankfully, customs and Mother Nature, whatever else delayed Beast getting their Destroyers. Now that they were finally able they shipped it out on fucking Saturday. It shipped out on Saturday and got here yesterday on Monday. Basically 1 day shipping. It moved all throughout Sunday, which was pretty surprising, honestly, because it said it was supposed to be here tomorrow on Wednesday, and then I think it was like late night Sunday or like early morning Monday. I just refreshed it just out of habit because I'm an addict to my tracking. And it was like, oh, hey, it's here in Sioux Falls. uh, Oops. Here, it's in town. It's going to be here. And I was like, oh, cool. So, yeah. So, yeah, so that I completely, I give Beast my love. No, there's no problems. Um, you know, I sent them an email, and within 2 hours, they had my invoice to me, and they're like, "We'll get it shipped out as fast as we can," and they completely delivered on that. And I, no, zero complaints. I don't blame them for the delay. They did an awesome job getting it to me, and it arrived safe and sound. So I would recommend, if they still have some in stock, I probably would say, within budgetary reasons, I'm gonna check BBTS just because they're kind of like, I use them as the base. Mega Gears is out, so they are out on Destroya. So keep that in mind. So Beast then, who I would recommend first, anyways, but just kind of to show you the severity of the situation, if you're thinking about it. Yep, it says back ordered, but I don't believe so. It is kind of a weird, wonky box, so it might take them a day to get it out. But they, like I said, they were super quick, all in and out within a couple days. So chicken butt. Hey, you know what? Chicken butt. Hey, what's up, shark? But yeah, so if you guys are in the market for the Monster Arts Destroya, Beast would be my recommendation. I wasn't asked to say anything. I'm just saying that because I want to support the in-house, sellers and collectors. It is really easy to go to BBTS and all those places, but I do like to support within our circles. So it's like G-Fest. I always do like supporting them outside of G-Fest. I like making sure that I purchase a few times from them outside of the year. I just noticed you don't have a Mega Gears. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Sharktopus. Uh-oh. So the reason why the profile, the channel profile picture has not changed is because that is not a good thing. Just as a recommendation, if you're gonna jump, you want to get a little bit more serious into content creation, the one thing you don't want to do is change that too much. You want that to be, because you want people to think, if you want growth, if that's what you want to focus, you want people to think that of you. So whatever that profile image is, you want them to think of you. So then they go to YouTube, like, oh shoot, did they upload a video? Or, oh shoot, I missed that review the other day. So if you're trying to grow, use the pro tips. Like, you don't want to change it. I don't want to change it too much, mostly because I really like that photo of Shin, and Shin is like the master of the channel at the end of the day. Like, yes, Monster Arts is the main focus, but like, I still have a Shin Godzilla collection. Now, obviously, I still have an autograph collection as well, but for non, I don't want to say novelty, but non-signature figures, Shin is the only thing else besides Monster Arts that I have multiples of. And outside of like an autograph collection, which I am hoping to regrow, I will say it's not locked down yet. I'm not going to make any promises. I might actually be able to hit up G-Fest this year. And right now, I will let you guys in on the little secret that is the focus over the next few weeks. Now, obviously, I have some pre-orders to pay for. I did get Hyper Zeton paid for as well. And I did check up on Nin Nin. That is supposed to come to me this month. I was in the first production run of Hyper Zeton, so I'm supposed to get mine. Basically, it'll be at the beginning of May instead of the beginning of June. So I should be getting this first batch. So, and because it's on Nin Nin, it's the only figure in the order, it's just going to come straight to me. So it's all paid for, shipping, everything. Hopefully they won't be like, oops, we undershot the tariff charge. You have to pay us an extra 2,000, 4,000 yen, and then we'll get it shipped to you. If they do that to me again, I'm going to be just a little honest. I'm going to be a little pissed. Um, the last two times were pretty annoying. Understandable because they were larger figures. I get it. But I feel like at this point in the game, we kind of, the duties, the tariff or the duties paid early plans for these shipping options should be up to date. Like, Mega Gears didn't change from the last, since her pre-order went up months ago up to now. The FedEx duty paid on Hobby Genki didn't change. It didn't fluctuate. It was the same price start to finish. So they do know they should know the actual size of the boxing. Now, obviously, a few years ago, King Cold came out on the Dragon Ball line, and Tamashii actually didn't update their suppliers. So when it got to to their suppliers to start sending out to customers and to the businesses to then ship out to customers, they were like, oh shit, it's a lot larger than it was supposed to be. And there was a infamous everyone got an email asking to pay more for shipping, even if you were in Japan. I think they had like 1,000 or 2,000 yen extra charge. It was a pretty interesting day to be in the community. Now, obviously, for me, people were complaining about shipping being like $60-$70 from Japan. No matter what you bought from Godzilla, that's basically at the time what you were paying for. I believe that was 23, 24. So like I was like anything Safubi or Monster Arts, that's how much it was to import all the time. So I never thought it was a big deal. But that was me being a little privileged at the time, for sure. That mindset. So yeah. And now we're all spending like $100 per box. I mean, Mega Gears was $120. It's so much. But that's also why I like this new way I've been doing orders, where I've been paying things off early, so when it's time for things to release, don't have to worry. Like 54 is paid for. Oh my god. How have I not mentioned Movie Graphic plus Godzilla 1954 drops literally in 4 days this weekend. It drops the 18th in Japan. So Friday night we'll be seeing the first photos and the first in-hand touch one that drops this week. So I could have it in hand hopefully next week. Oh wait, no. My pre-order for that figure got screwed because it was before the duties paid program started, so it's just regular FedEx. So I actually have to pay them. They'll send me an invoice for the tariffs. I have to pay it ahead of time before they even ship it out of Japan, so it doesn't become their problem if, for instance, if I didn't pay for it when it gets to the US and they ship it back to Japan, so they don't have to pay for shipping a bunch of times. So they make you pay for it ahead of time. So that's my own blunder because I could have upgraded that. I actually got my other two, the other two orders that were like that. I got those done, the 2014 and the Gotengo Final Wars Goji. So, do you have any beams that will work with the 54? Not properly, not like black and white, but there is the poster color version, Flame. It'll look pretty cool with it. Oh, I am missing a few things. I understand. You probably lost 2/3 of my audience after I removed Suko. Funnily enough, actually, between the Suko PFP era was the last big growth spurt I had on the channel. Otherwise, it's been kind of like, it's been just kind of steady. Like it's been good. It's been up. I'm very thankful. Mega Gears did great. Instagram posts have been doing better than they have all year, like consistently for all the posts, not just one post. The first Mega Gears post did really, really good, and then the two after following did not quite as good, but still really, really good, and the Destroya post did really good. There was supposed to be a second Destroya post today, but obviously with the busyness and -0, it didn't happen. So that's kind of part of my playtime too. Is I want to get a little bit more familiar with this figure, see if I can't get some of the joints moving a little bit more now that they've been sitting in the room for a day, and probably take some of the first photos. I don't know if there'll be any of the ones that actually get posted tomorrow, but maybe I'll post a teaser tonight. These might just be practice ones. I gotta get reacquainted with the figure, regardless. So, $6.99 for Rey Ayanami from Prime One. Yeah, yeah. Prime Ones are so expensive, but the Ava ones that they're doing look so good too. Shipping for me costs one Safubi at 140. Yeah, dude. Used to cost me 40-50 at worst. Yeah, dude. That was 23, 24, right? Yeah, 23. Like those big Safubi hauls I was doing, because that's back when shipping was a lot cheaper than it is now. And like I could ship a Sarge Roshi Shin for $60. Now I think it's like 120 if you buy one on Buy and ship it over, or 140 probably, since that's what Matt's Safubi was. If I'm thinking correctly, that one isn't quite as tall as the Shin, but I think it's wider, so it probably evens out overall surface area wise. Do you have any beams? No. You have a Forsaken Suko powers? I do. I need to start taking more Cursed Suko photos. I almost, before I realized that Destroya was going to be here sooner than I expected, the next photo shoot was actually going to be a Suko and Megaguirus. That I'll just spoil, because I do plan on doing this still, because I've got some funny ideas with Suko, and then I have some actual like legitimate ones. Because obviously, if Suko's in a regular photo set, Kong will eventually follow, because I'm just a slut for Kong. But I do have an idea of having Suko like crouching down, feasting on the Mega Nulon. You know, he has one, like he's, about to chew on one, and he's got one in his hand, and then having some of the Mega Nula, like maybe, I don't know, maybe I won't have the Mega Nula in it, but then I'll have Mega Gearus like in the background that you can just kind of see the outline of, so you know that, like, yeah, Suko is getting a quick meal, but he's about to be fucked up by Mommy Mega Gearus, and then it's just over. And then I'll take some photos of, you know, Suko getting thrashed by Megaguirus, because I realized all of my photos with Megaguirus, I don't think I took one where Megaguirus was the defendant or getting attacked. They all were Megaguirus kicking Godzilla's ass, or at least Godzilla blocking. I don't think I took a single one of her taking any damage. So gotta figure something out. I do have 2 photos of Suko riding her like she's a dragon, though. That's kind of cool. Why don't we have minus Minya teaser? Oh, dude. It would be kind of crazy if, like, we get 2 very serious, dreadful films, and then we get, like, a third one, and it's in the future, and Godzilla has a kid, and it's kind of like Son of Godzilla-esque. That would be the greatest fucking plot twist of all time. I would love it. I would hate it a little bit, but I would love it. Because this design right here, this can just be the Godzilla design for the next few years, like, or the next few movies, if Yamazaki's films continue, whether it's with him or maybe they'll start switching directors, and it'll become kind of like the MonsterVerse, where it'll become its own universe. I really would not mind this Godzilla just being the design. This is, without seeing too much of it, this is yeah, this is it. Yeah, not even a single body slam. Yep, don't hurt me. Just make Destroy as victim, please. I mean, I do, yeah, and then there will eventually be a Suko and Destroya shoot, I'm sure. I gotta get all of the newer figures from this year, probably a shoot with Suko. So I still need to do a Showa Ghidorah, Mecha Godzilla 21, 89. That one's going to be a little weird. Lee Shaw jumps into -1 universe in season 2 finale. That would be that would be psycho. That would be cool. That would be funny. You never know. You never know. Monarch's been crazy, and after weeks of hearing it online, this episode this week is finally going to make the loud minority of audience on this show finally happy. It sounds like, it looks like, or finally it starts. Makes Zuko sacrifice Mecha 21 to summon Destroya. I've got plot lines in my head, and that was a great route for, well, no, that would be the stump, and that's like the first big root into the ground right there. D-Man teased Monarch. Of course he did. He always teases Monarch. Yeah, I thought, like I said, I think it's a very like small number to people that actually aren't happy with it, quote unquote, right now until the next 3 episodes happen, and then maybe they'll be proven wrong. Maybe, I don't know. It's gonna be crazy, but I'm excited to see Godzilla. More Tynex is always fun, and if Kong comes back, maybe Kong has to be be the final victor, the final axe swinger, maybe. Yeah. And I haven't done any Monarch discussion on the channel yet, so we'll probably cut it right there, just in case. I know probably a lot of my audience probably haven't watched Monarch, and I don't blame y'all, because although I do 100% recommend Monarch, it is really hard to recommend a show on Apple TV. I'm just gonna be honest, it is really expensive. For, like, if you were really into what they have, you will enjoy it. Um, for me, there isn't much. Like, it is literally just Monarch. So once Monarch is done, like I said, I'm probably gonna do 1 or 2 full rewatches to be able to do a stream on it, and then that'll be it. And then I will. Then my discount ends. I got Apple TV for, I think it was $3.99 a month, from getting an upgrade on my phone, and then that's it. I won't have it until the next Apple TV Monarch product or MonsterVerse product starts, which will probably be the Lee Shaw spinoff in Vietnam. So that'll probably be the next. That'll be the next time I get it, and hopefully that'll be far enough away for me to hopefully grab like a holiday plan at the end of the year. I don't know if Apple TV does a lot of deals, but I know some of them do, like, like a base price for the whole year. If you buy the whole year, they drop it down like by 50%, 60%. So for a one-time purchase, so maybe Apple TV will do a discount, maybe, because like I think it's $16.99 at full price. It's just too much for me, at least. I don't have Apple TV. Is Titan X the greatest kaiju of all time? Sadly, no. It's been really good this season. Some of the best characters, yeah. Yeah. It's been really good. Titan X has been cool for so far what we've seen. There's probably going to be a lot more of her in the coming weeks, I'm very sure. I'm pretty excited. I'm excited. It's looking to be fun. And then what's really cool is that even if this Lee Shaw spinoff doesn't come out next, we have -0 and then Supernova. So then we're right back into new MonsterVerse content. And then the Lee Shaw show is probably going to happen after that. But that could be at the end of the year, Or it might take another full year break like this show, which is fine. And might come out in 28, 28. The beginning of 28. Yeah, in 2 years. Yep, yeah. One full rewatch. I might do 1 or 2. Because I think I have like a 2-week window before they'll charge me again, and it'll be the full price. So Yep, Godzilla anime coming as well, and the ongoing manga that yes is very much still going. Not a lot of people talking about it because it is kind of, unless you're sailing the seven seas, it's kind of hard to get to, um, officially. You have to be on one of the apps that you have to buy this credit option to be able to unlock the premium chapters, which is always the newest chapters, and it's for a yen conversion rate, it is pretty damn expensive, so not worth it. So best you can do is hopefully import the Mangekyou volumes from Japan. I think they're a little bit smaller, but you can import them over. Volume 2 is about to come out, or has come out. I think it's about to come out this summer, this month, next month. I can't remember. Volume 1's been out. They're really cool. I actually have to get one, so, but I'm not too worried about it. I see some group chat movement. What is that? Is that the Haya? Oh, did you get it? Yes. Wait, Matt, is this your Haya? Oh, volume 2 did drop. Okay. Yeah, I think people just kind of gave up translating it. Um, oh no. Oh, that's the answer. Okay, 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 okay. I was gonna say, like, I didn't realize you were going back on your word. I knew you were gonna get some of the fancier things, of course. You know, the unique things from Haya, which no problem about that. The Godzillas, I thought you were pretty sworn off in the MonsterVerse ones, at least. Yeah, the Galaxy. Yep. Galaxy Odyssey. Odyssey Galaxy. Galaxy Odyssey. I can't fucking. It's really good though. Or at least what I was able to read up to, because I was reading it officially, and then that site cut me off until I had to start paying for the unlock. It was really good, quick, but they were. It was at a pretty interesting point in the story that I kind of wish that I would have been able to continue, without being able to spoil things too much, because it does get fucking weird. Um, at least from what I've been told, because then a few chapters after that, I was able to kind of see people post like half panels and stuff on there, just like reacting to it, and some of it looked interesting to say the least. It's surprisingly good. Fuck yeah, good, good. I want to make a video on it. Yes, just got to be careful about posting the panels. That's how you get slapped. I guess. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. Okay, that's an interesting question. Oh, there's a little bit of Coca Cola on some of my keys on my keyboard. I'm gonna literally cry. I hate that. I gotta give this a good clean. Gotta give this a nice good clean. All right. Well, we are some. Wow, I blew into 2 hours on stream. That was unexpected. I did not expect to be, yeah, because my highest kind of rounding out a little bit. I have to take my night night one. Okay. Um, we're probably gonna end stream here. We're 2 hours kind of in. We have definitely lost the Godzilla minus zero topic, which is fine because I think the title was only half the characters that can be in the title. So now I can just add the plus MonsterVerse Monarch, everything else on there, and fill out that title, and yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Everything will be great. It'll be good. Can I actually? Will my phone show me the live stream right now? I actually really wanted to. No, YouTube Studio will not show me. I wanted to update the thumbnail already, but that's okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it here. It is late at night. It is 9 o'clock for me. So I want to thank you all for hanging out. It's been fun talking about Minus Zero. Has been great. I cannot wait to be able to talk about theories and this film more as we learn more about it in the upcoming months leading up to its damn release, including and not limited to the full design for Minus Zero whenever that happens. It could be soon. It could be in the summer. I don't know. I This alone kind of already, as expected as it was, kind of just leaves me with the, are we going to get more sooner than later now, or was this just because they wanted to make sure nothing leaked and they could release it their own way? I don't know. So bold, wonderful move, and obviously a big achievement for them already without the film even coming out. The first IMAX Japanese film to release in the U.S. The first Japanese film to be filmed in IMAX completely. It's there's already a lot of achievement for this film, and the hard work that is still being put into it as we speak. I'm sure there's probably someone on that staff still working on it, to get it ready for release, and I'm excited to be there. And I can't wait for it to come out and to come on stream after it, or after two viewings. I might do two in the day if I can. If there's a special, like Godzilla Day run on Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll probably do an immediate reaction stream afterwards, or a midnight release. If they do a midnight release, I will do I guess it would probably be like a 3 in the morning reaction stream. I probably would do it directly after. I feel like that would be really fun. It'll be really unique. It's been quite a long time since movies actually had midnight drops, so if they do go that way with Minus Zero, and I honestly, because Matt brought it up in my group chat earlier, that would actually, I think that is kind of what I would like to see. If that means we don't get it on Tuesday necessarily, even at Tuesday midnight, if it just stays the 5th on Thursday, but it's Wednesday into Thursday, I will take that. It's soon enough. That's only 2.5 days. Well, no, three full days of no internet, which sucks, but also, or no social media would suck, but less than 4. So, going deeper into Thursday, getting closer to 4 days instead of 3, or 3. So, Space Godzilla World Return, maybe. Oh, it's in 2 days that we get Doom as well. The first Doomsday footage will be shown off. It's in like a day or two. So this week's still got way more in movies. We talked about some of the Warner releases as well. So, but yeah, we're gonna end stream. Hopefully this gets a midnight release. I feel like this would be really good. I would definitely drive 4 hours to go see this in an IMAX film, or in an IMAX theater. The closest one is 4 hours, so I already started chipping away at Larissa, seeing if maybe she'll go with me. Of course, we still have the question of Tater, so probably, likely, maybe won't be both of us, but hopefully we can work something out. Because it is in a few months, 6 months, 7 months, 6.5 months, so we'll see. But thank you all for watching and hanging out. We will see you in the next stream. Destroyer review still probably on for tomorrow, so not for sure, but I'm probably going to be getting to bed here. Probably going to skip playtime since we were on stream so long, go to bed so I can wake up. Larissa does work tomorrow, so I will have the house to myself and Tater, and I'll probably get to film and get it done, get it out by the afternoon times again. So be on the lookout for that. I will make a post once I know. And yeah, take care everyone. Have a great night.